The president outlining his budget today on his multi-trillion-dollar wish list, increases in discretionary spending and higher taxes on the wealthy. Peter Cook is our chief Washington correspondent. He joins us now from D.C. with a preview. So, Peter, walk us through what we can expect here.
Well, what we can expect is a president once again on offense and not really willing to accept the lame duck label at this point. The document, $4 trillion in all, or nearly $4 trillion, includes a whole host of things we heard about in the State of the Union and in the days and weeks surrounding the speech. It includes increasing overall spending above sequestration levels. That's going to be controversial for Republicans. Middle-class tax relief, big tax increases on the wealthy, a big fee on banks, and perhaps most notably in terms of new $478 billion program for infrastructure funding, funded largely by corporate America. And the deficit would be $474 billion next year, basically the same where it is right now, and wouldn't necessarily improve all that much through the course of the 10-year budget window. But that's sort of the point with this budget. The president wants to make some investments now. He says we've turned the page, made progress on the deficit front, and in terms of improving the economy, time to make some investments. We'll see what Republicans have to say, but they're not going to like most of this.
Peter, there's something else that's new about this budget, which is that there is a budget in the first place and that it's on time. This is a shift, too, that the president actually seems to be willing to use the budget as a political tool.
Well, that's right. I mean, they want to lay down a marker with Republicans because Republicans in about 80 or so days are going to submit their own budget as well. And he wants his in place first so you can contrast them. Americans can. And, Brennan, they think at the White House that this, as a political statement, is a winning hand. And at a minimum, even though it's not going to be accepted by Republicans, puts the president in a position of better leverage.
And, Olivia, I didn't know this. GE, this is according to the Wall Street Journal, GE has almost double the cash abroad that Apple has.
Well,
I didn't know that.
That's a story on the front page of the Financial Times, this new focus for Obama trying to figure out how he can get corporate America to repatriate some of this offshore cash. But, Peter, my very simple question with this budget is it dead on arrival?
This budget absolutely is dead on arrival, but that particular provision is the most interesting in here because the president has proposed this idea in the past where you bring back some of this money, use it for infrastructure, but he's put meat to the bones here. He's put dollars to it, particular tax rates, and he's expanded the program, made it much bigger. 14% one-time hit to companies like GE and everyone else who's got money parked overseas, hoping they bring it back. They wouldn't have to pay the 35% rate, but then going forward, he wants all foreign earnings to be taxed at a 19% rate, lower than what they're paying right now, but not the 6.5% that some on the Republican side have been talking about. So this is a big deal because it's a starting point in the negotiations. What you're going to see over the next couple of weeks, people are going to talk about this and start bringing those numbers closer together between what Republicans are proposing and the president. This is a big deal, and corporate America is caught right in the middle. Some of them are going to oppose this. Some are going to be supportive.
Peter, you're an experienced tea leaf reader in Washington. Orrin Hatch said of this specific provision of the budget, instead of absolutely no, no way, he said, I still need to look at the details. We're talking about repatriating earnings from abroad. Does that mean anything?
Yes, it means a lot because he's the most important person in the Senate in terms of this proposal. Likewise, we heard something similar from Paul Ryan on the House side. There is room to maneuver here. There is room for compromise. This is very similar to what Dave Camp proposed on the Republican side last year. So these are the three most important players in Washington. You can make the case, again, that Hatch and Ryan matter more to this president right now than Mitch McConnell and John Boehner because they will be the negotiators over these details, and they're not totally out of the realm of left field here in terms of sitting down at the table and working something out. These numbers are going to change, but the basic outline of this trade-off, infrastructure spending in the short term paid for in large part by corporate America and a lower tax rate for corporate America going forward is, again, something that's in the realm of reason for both sides.